right, let me get to Pat McAfee. He is busy. He's got a show coming up, and the Pat McAfee Show, ESPN College Game Day analyst, former Colts punter. Thanks for joining us, buddy. How are you?
Dan, I'm great with that song jamming.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it just such good vibes, such good energy every time you hear it? And did I hear in the middle of that least favorite Danette or least respected Danette, least appreciate? What is the actual
Well, I got
title
the
there?
voting today: most valuable, least valuable, most improved, and least improved. And I got the voting coming up right after our conversation here.
Man, I will wait with bated breath there to see who is having a difficult holiday and who's going in with a little bit of a buzz. You know what I mean? I could see that maybe ruining the downfall. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you.
You too.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being able to dodge and weave here. I know your show is a well-oiled machine, and I was supposed to be on earlier. I just saw my baby girl for the first time with my wife. We had our first official ultrasound. Yeah, I'm so crazy. Dan. I just had a moment there.
And I'm thinking Peyton McAfee.
I don't know if the names are now to be discussed. The wife is going to have a lot to say. Baby girl, this is something that she's obviously planned for since she was a baby girl. And I appreciate you moving. It was supposed to be this afternoon, our first official ultrasound, really. I got moved to this morning because the storm's coming through. So thank you for dodging and weaving. And least favorite, Danette Fritz, for making the magic happen. I appreciate you as well. So I think that's what you said, not me. I didn't say that you said it on me. But Dan, thank you for having me on here. You are a legend. You are the man. And you've been killing it, as you always have been. And I can't thank you enough for everything.
Is this your first baby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Can I help you with any questions? I have 3 daughters.
Okay.
Always listen. Always listen. Okay? And let them know you're listening. And don't judge them. They'll tell you everything. But the less you preach, the more you listen, the more they'll stay with you the rest of their lives. Okay? I have a son. I love him dearly. My daughters will never leave me. But always just listen, because girls will tell you whatever you want them to tell you.
It's amazing. I bet you're an incredible father. Could you imagine having Dan Patrick as your dad? That'd be one of the coolest things of all time. Oh, what's Dad doing? Oh, he's going to hang out with Uncle Adam Sandler, and then he's going to just dominate sports talk and be the voice of sports for decades and decades. I have a lot of friends, that are parents. I'm one of the later in my group of friends to have a child, and I was thinking I was never going to either. I was okay with that. I was like, you know what? I was a terrible child. If I don't procreate and create another one of those, that's probably good for society. You know what I mean? Probably good for society. My wife, though, Samantha from Indiana, she just has all the traits that would be an amazing mom, and had dreams of being a mom. And we got pregnant and she lost the baby. Then we got pregnant and she lost the baby again. So then we would go through the entire IVF process now. And we're at every milestone is a huge deal for us. And I've had a lot of friends reach out to me through it all. And right before we did the gender reveal, we found out it was a baby girl. I had my friends all text me. They're like, now, AJ Hawk told me this. He said, me and my brothers, we talk to our parents once a month. We'll send a text. He was like, my wife will text her dad every single day to make sure she's okay. You want a baby girl is what you going into the gender reveal. He was like, you want a baby girl? And I was sold. So as soon as the gender reveal happened, I saw the pink things fly. I was so ecstatic. I was like, here we go. Let's do this. So thank you for your kind words. And if I have questions whenever she arrives, I will certainly send them your way. And also if we need a babysitter, I will send her your way.
This is what I was thinking with the gender reveal. You could have gotten a football that when you kicked it, it exploded, and it was either blue or pink.
Yeah, a lot of people do that these days, Dan.
Well, I don't know how many punters do.
Yeah, you're right. Actual punt, that would have been a little bit different, but a lot of people send them to me, and they ask me to judge the form. And I'm always like, pretty solid swing. Pretty solid swing. We found out what it was. We went with the classic, just biodegradable little streamer thingies in the backyard with family. It could have been a little. I was thinking we get Brock Lesnar Okay, Brock Lesnar will dress in all blue trunks, a blue outfit, and then we'll have like Drew Gulak come out. He's dressed in all pink, and then we have Michael Cole commentating it, and then there's like a full wrestling match with like false finishes, like, oh, it's a baby girl, oh, it kicks out. I was thinking about doing that, and those have been done before in the past, but we just did the exploding streamer thing, and when I saw the pink, I knew that I was probably going to end up and. Obviously, there's a lot of work that comes into parenting, listening and attention to detail and caring and empathy and everything like that. And hopefully I'll be able to knock all those out of the park. But yeah, it sounds like I'm going to have a best little friend forever with a baby girl. And I'm very excited for it, Dan.
Football coming up this weekend, weather is going to play a role. How often, as a former punter, would you check the weather forecast?
Yeah. So that right there is your arch nemesis. You know what I mean? I was very lucky to be at Lucas Oil Stadium where we had the capability of closing the roof and the window, but we didn't always have the will with Jim Irsay as the owner, especially if the season wasn't going as well. Hey, brother, they paid for the roof and the window to come off. Like, we got to do it, So then it became a full-on wind tunnel in that place. But whenever it was a dome, it was like, this is perfect. The wind is the problem. Rain, for me, what I learned with precipitation, like when it snows, it feels warmer, doesn't it? Well, snow makes it feel warmer, I feel like, in my eyes, just as somebody that grew up in cold weather. You agree with that, Dan, or no?
I don't know if I ever looked at it that way.
Like if it's cold as hell, like soul-snatchingly cold, and it's not snowing, I feel like it feels colder than whenever it is snowing.
Okay. Well, it feels like the snow is the reward for being in the cold.
Bingo. We can snowball.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want to
do. But did you ever have a place that was like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm outside, let alone I have to kick a football?
So we played against Pitt. I forget what year it was, maybe my freshman year at West Virginia. I think it was single digits or negative, I think. And it was absolutely a miserable situation for kicker and punter. Cold affects it because the ball gets harder. Wind affects it more. Precipitation, though, actually, I found makes the ball a little heavier. So if you can move it, momentum, I think weight is a big deal in that thing or whatever. So you could actually hit it further, I found out. The wind is a nightmare, though. Tonight, Jags, Jets, over under 39.5. Supposed to rain, supposed to be windy as hell at the front of this big storm that's coming through. That feels like tonight's going to be old school ground and pound football tonight. I think that's going to kick off the weekend of a lot of that, Dan.
Is there a topic that's off limits with Aaron Rodgers when he joins you each week?
No, we never agree on, like, I've never been told anything by Aaron or anybody associated with Aaron. I guess, like, I think that's why I enjoy it so much. And that's why I try not to, I don't want to say ruin it, but like I'll mention everything that happens. Everything that in me and Aaron are literally 99% of our conversations that we have ever had, people have watched. So like I don't know him, like I never played for the Packers. I was in a golf tournament at the Bahamas with him this past year. After 2 seasons of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, I was able to hang out with him out of Tahoe at that golf tournament. We were able to like kind of hang out and get to know each other pretty much. That was like the first time we ever hung out where people didn't hear our conversations. So I try to address everything with Aaron. It's just, I think there's different times in how I present it, if I make sense. I'm just trying to give this dude who's the Mount Rushmore quarterback in the history of the NFL and probably the best ball thrower in the history of the NFL. We just try to provide him with an opportunity to explain himself so we can learn a little bit more about him, get his side of it, and learn about this anomaly that is him and let him address things maybe if they come up. So I don't know. It's mostly if we don't address something, it's 1,000% my fault, not on their side of it saying we can't talk about that, if that makes sense.
All right, final 30 seconds here. I'm going to make you GM. You can take Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Knowing what you know about them, start your team.
Am I like an uber wealthy owner? Like, am I one of these new owners, Walton or Bezos? Or
You're
am
the
I
GM. You're the GM.
Oh, well, if I don't want to do anything, if I'm lazy, I'm hiring Peyton, right? Peyton's just doing it. Like I'm just letting him do everything. Tom Brady, I feel like that's a guy you want to have in your building, ultimate competitor. Aaron Rodgers, so good at throwing the ball. Who's my coach? Have I hired a coach yet?
Tony Dungy's your coach.
Wow, damn. Honestly, that's a fascinating thing, isn't it? Because I feel like Tony and Aaron would have a much better relationship than maybe Tony and Tom, and then Peyton and Tony had a great relationship. This is my full-time job. GM is my full-time job. GM's my full-time job.
Yeah.
Nothing else. There's nothing else. If I lose my GM job.
It's not like you have a radio job. You're a GM.
I have no other talents.
No.
General manager is all I got.
Yes.
So I'm going to be pretty well invested. Give me
Just
Aaron.
answer the question.
I did. Give me Aaron. I'm invested. Give me Aaron.
Okay.
Give me Aaron. I'm invested. If I want to check out, give me Peyton. If we have a different head coach, give me Tom. But I think I would want to be invested, and I think I get along with the guy, and I think it would be a good building. Give me Aaron right now.
All right. Congratulations on the baby. All right.
Congratulations on kicking ass another year.
Thank you, buddy.
Too.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. I appreciate you.
That's Pat McAfee, host of the Pat McAfee Show on YouTube, ESPN College Game Day analyst and former Colts punter.